Hello and welcome. I'm Rish, co-founder and CEO of SuperWorld, a virtual world in augmented reality where creativity and entrepreneurship come together on one decentralized platform. From the Empire State Building to the Sydney Opera House to some of the more obscure places on Earth, in SuperWorld, our world is yours. Yours to buy, yours to sell, yours to create, and yours to explore. SuperWorld is mapped on top of the real world to create over 64 billion unique plots of land, with each plot measuring roughly 100 meters by 100 meters of real-world space. To give you an idea, one plot of SuperWorld AR real estate is about the size of Yankee Stadium. Ready to get started? Find land to cultivate for its strategic real estate location as a digital asset or that holds sentimental value for you. Buying and selling virtual real estate in SuperWorld is easy, as all transactions take place securely on the Ethereum blockchain, and every plot of land is represented by a non-fungible token on the ERC 721 standard. Personalize your world in AR through interactive 3D objects, animation, photos, videos, and text to truly make a world of your own. Ready to find your peace on Earth? Join us in SuperWorld.
Hey everyone, we're starting our AMA, which we do on a bi-weekly basis, sometimes every week, but I think we're switching it to probably once every 2 weeks now. We're across Discord, Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. This is where you can come on board and ask questions, help give us your advice or thoughts on what we're building, and if you have product ideas that you want to help us with in terms of SuperWorld and your world or virtual real estate or any of the things that we're doing, this is a good opportunity to do that. And if you want, again, ask questions as well. We'll have a time afterwards to ask questions about anything. But I'll start by just giving everyone a quick intro and high-level vision of SuperWorld and what we're working on. We already have one guest who's going to be joining us with questions. And then we can just kind of go to kind of a general format where anyone can ask questions. Again, we're across a lot of different platforms, so wherever you're joining from, welcome. In terms of our vision at SuperWorld is we're building a virtual world mapped on top of Earth, all about your real life. And the idea is, how can we leverage immersive tech, Web3, and AI to enhance your real life, your physical life, as well as collectively, how can we all together own a decentralized virtual world that positively impacts Earth and humanity? So that's our vision at SuperWorld. We just launched our token about a month ago. We're working on integrating our token into the product. We have a lot of different opportunities there, which are outlined in our white paper. And so we should have some announcements on that very soon. We just launched our creator marketplace at SuperWorld, which allows creators to create digital experiences in real world locations on the map. So if you're a creator, you're creating any type of content, or you're selling experiences, maybe you're doing classes, live streams, maybe you're creating video content that you're selling, you can do that right on the map in SuperWorld. So you can add your experiences right to locations that you care about. So as an example, if you're an online fitness trainer and you do online training, you can add your online fitness training right to the map where maybe your local gym is, or gyms around the world that you want to meet customers at. So, or either digitally or physically, right? So they can come and meet you and do a live physical session as well. So the opportunity is for creators to add their content right to the map and be able to market their services or their experiences in real world locations. The basic kind of functionality of what we're doing is you have a map, we call it a world. And on your map, you can add any type of content and you can add recommendations of places that you love. So it could be a restaurant, a hotel, a coffee shop, any type of business that you love, you can add it to your map. And so if I'm coming to your city or visiting another place in the world, I can see what all your preferences are. You can even add comments to the map. You could add chat groups to the map. You can add your business to the map. Literally anything is possible, including 3D content, photos, videos, 360 photos and videos. Anything is possible, and we're going to continually expanding what is available, especially with AI and the functionality that comes with AI. Again, the way to think about it is when you have a map, your audience is in your map in real world locations. And so they're able to interact in the real world, but be in your map. So their interactions, either digitally or physically, benefit you. So if they're looking at your map, or if they're going to places, maybe places that you're recommending, and they're checking in those real world locations, you benefit from all that activity. And the token is really going to power this whole ecosystem. That's the high level vision. That being said, let me go to the AMA portion of our session, of our program today. I know we already have a couple of people already on, so I'll go to Matt first. Matt, by the way, do you want to join on Restream, or do you audio is fine from where you are too? So up to you.
Just where I am today, it's okay for audio for Discord. Is that okay? You see everything coming through?
Perfect. Yeah, I can hear you clear. Go ahead.
Couple questions regarding the experiences. Some mechanical questions, and then one big overview question.
Okay.
Starting with the overview question, to help others get on board into SuperWorld with the user base, just left the SEO mastermind group. Could have now left, like I just finished the meeting and came over to this one. An idea came in, which was using the experiences as a landing page for selling digital product. So we had a couple of questions that came out of it, but the big premise is that just to make sure that if you join in with a free account and you were to post and upload the content on the map as an experience and sell it, there's no hard cost or upfront cost for that. That's correct.
Yeah.
Other than maybe later on some SWX or something, but for right now, it's still to get people in to start using the experiences. There's no charge to upload your content and then sell it. Correct?
That's right. Yeah, we don't anticipate charging creators even in the future for creating experiences. We want them to be able to create experiences for free on the map. And that's how it works right now. And then you can, again, market those experiences or places or whatever it happens to be. And then, there's a cut taken of the overall transaction. So there's just a transaction fee every time you sell experience.
Okay, then that leads to a couple questions, because this is what the feedback was coming from the group. They love the concept because from affiliate marketers, where they end up having to buy a domain and pay for it every year. So let's say you're on the hook for $20 a year for a domain, and whatever it be for website hosting, to use wording and pictures and videos to elicit enough emotion as a sales page to then evoke the call to action, which is click and buy. Right, through the affiliate link or the final product purchase. You're actually bypassing a good chunk of that hurdle with the emotion of where the content is pinned. So they like that concept. So we were using something, let's say, like, you're going to sell a course for $10 on how to become a Hollywood movie actor. So you would pin the content at the Hollywood sign in California. We discussed that.
Yep.
But that also opens up a question. If whoever owns the sole owner of the land in SuperWorld, who owns, let's say, the Hollywood sign, would that be deemed a monetized activity? So the landowner would get a piece of that transaction fee?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. The landowner would get it, as well as if that content creator who made that content if, for example, you were a fan of that content creator, maybe you took the class or you were a partner or, whatever it happens to be, you could also
Right.
repost that content onto your map. And so I might ultimately
Well,
discover that content creator because of your map. And so not only would the landowner, the virtual real estate owner, benefit from the monetization, but you as the world creator would also benefit because you're promoting that creator. And that's how I discovered it ultimately. So there's
so
two
okay,
opportunities.
yeah. So if let's, I'm sorry, just from the math, because we were going into the potential math of this. A fictional $10 course sold with a one time only, SuperWorld would get its cut, right? And then if the landowner, if there is someone who does own the underlying land, I know not always the case, that person would get a portion of it. And then anyone, if the click to that came through a third party, but pinned it or reposted it on their world map, then that person would get a smaller, but still some sort of, because in essence, you have a built-in affiliate army right now of monetization.
Yes.
That's horrible language. That's the words they use, and it's industry jargon. But I just wanted to let you know what you're sitting on is some really good potential, because then that opens up the next question for experiences. If they're digital products, are they only for one-time purchases? When I know they're the free experiences, say for like physical on location, but if you're just using it as I'm the original creator, I upload the content. Do you happen to have on the payment model a recurring model, or is it just one-time only transactions for right now?
No, anytime it monetizes, and depending on how that monetization occurs, there will be splits of the revenue.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you know how certain things, like I would join a course and then they charge me monthly through that. Do you have that right now, or is it only just like a one-time transaction? Is that what the capacity is through experiences?
Yeah, currently it's one time, so we don't have a like a monthly type of transaction fee that can be processed. So think of it like I'm buying a ticket to an event, basically, and that event could be a course, it could be a video, it could be just a piece of digital content. So I'm buying, it's a one-time purchase.
Okay, purchase. I just wanted to clarify so I know which way to position it. Because the founder of a SEO marketplace allows things like this to take place on his platform, and I showed it to him. So I'm going to do a further video to do a potential way to bring other people into SuperWorld, even if they never sign up. I would do it on their behalf and upload it for them. But in essence, they have a landing page to send people to, which has the emotion of whatever latitude and longitude that they want. The last thing I was going to ask, if a transaction takes place, and again, I'm just using a fictional $10 US dollars, would it be, if I am the creator, could I then get that if someone pays $10 and they don't know anything about SuperWorld, or they just want the course and they take out their credit card and pay the $10, would I be able to accept that in SPWR, or do I have to accept it as the fiat payment?
You as the creator?
Yeah, as the creator.
So as a creator, you're going to get a fiat payment. However, as we're integrating SPWR into the product, this is one of the places that we're kind of evaluating the best place to integrate that, and the method of how we would integrate SPWR. So we're kind of figuring that question out right now, because per your point, and you bring up a good point, there are creators that might want to receive the payment not as fiat but as a stable coin or as SPWR. And so we're just trying to determine like the best way to make that happen, because others might prefer to just get it in fiat, and we want to make it frictionless, but we also want to again support the token ecosystem. So want to figure out a way to get SPWR into more creators, into their wallets, as well as more, customers like the one that you mentioned who's buying your product, right? So we're going to integrate it one way or another, and we're just kind of figuring out what the most frictionless way to do that.
But I'll also send you or Swapnil and MK the SEO related things like the source code and some other stuff that we saw where we're kind of analyzing it. So I'll break that down. And those are some suggestions to help increase the ability once something is uploaded as an experience for it to get higher odds of being found by Google or AI search engines, things of that nature. One suggestion I will make for everyone listening in, if they are going to take their experience link, and it's had a very specific latitude and longitude, again, let's just use the Hollywood sign in California, make sure that it's whatever your experience is / I think question mark, then it's latitude and longitude. Be sure to include the latitude and longitude, because sometimes it might default to something like, say, New York. Then they would have to travel all the way to California to see the experience. So make sure that they include that in there right now temporarily. And then as part of the thing, I'll send to you and Swapnil. But in the short term, be sure to include that / question mark latitude longitude, and then when they send it, it should take them to the correct location if they click off, say, social media or wherever else.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. It's always good to get the best insights on SEO from the product from you. So thanks for passing that on.
Yeah, no, of course. I just love the fact that someone could repost it into their world and then potentially get a small but still a cut for just doing a repost. Something like that is fantastic. I'll pass it on to that group when I talk to them next week, and we'll get some more feedback accordingly. So thank you.
Yeah. No, thanks, Matt. I think one thing that everyone should be really aware of is if you own a business, you have a website, and you start creating content in SuperWorld, Matt, who is a super citizen, is a SEO professional. And he's seen dramatic benefits for websites that start creating content in SuperWorld for local SEO and just, I guess, global and national SEO. Is that correct, Matt?
Right. And then one good takeaway for everybody listening in, be sure you create your user profile and you can fill out all the information. Say you're doing it on behalf of your own business or a friend or a client even, but make sure you do the business profile and then get that link and fill it in. It's another 90 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever, after you do build the first one. And then that one, sometimes, depending on which search engine or AI platform like Perplexity or Claude or Gemini or whatever, sometimes the business profile enters into the top 10 or top 20 most trusted cited sources about the business after it gets indexed and crawled around. They tend to like the business profile on certain things. The user profile, of course, is really great for internal use and then some external as well. But just from if you're helping a local business with the latitude and longitude or the street address or whatever it is, it's like I said, it's 2 minutes to build. You get a different link, you get that indexed in Google, and that thing is working its magic nicely. But it's getting picked up, and the search engines love it.
That's awesome.
Over and over again.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, you're on the map in SuperWorld, and now other people can discover your business, share your business, can interact, come to your business, depending on who's, maybe your friend starts sharing it. But yeah, that's the model we're building. So thanks for mentioning that, Matt.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just want to make sure, because that's a great feature that was kind of a hidden gem. But anyone listening in, feel free to go. If you have any questions, just reach out to me, and then we'll go from there. Thank you.
Awesome. And what's your world called? Independent Baseball? Is that what it is?
Hold on. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody that I built recently for other people. Let's go with Bullpen. Bullpen.
Bullpen. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to reach Matt, his user ID is Bullpen in SuperWorld. You can get in touch.
Yeah, just reach out and we'll talk further.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Matt. Yeah. Let me go. Let's go crypto. Do you want to jump in, and do you have any questions? Happy to see if you have anything or any questions.
Actually, I do. I'm currently driving. Give me a big second.
Okay.
Okay. on the Discord, my name is Let's Go Crypto. My world and SuperWorld is Planet Rock.
It's what? Planet what?
Planet Rock. W-A-T-S.
Okay.
Planet Rock.
Planet what?
Rock. W-A-T-T-S.
Oh, Planet What? Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's it focused on?
Yeah.
Do you have a focus at Planet What, or is it just a various number of things? What do you have a? What's Planet What about? What are you doing there?
Planet What is basically well, I started off as just getting fun for experiences and I had an experience of spiritual. It started out that way, but then I'm looking at it from different things. Now I'm looking at it in a form of like so far in businesses and stuff because it is just looking at locations, stuff that promotes their brands and stuff like that. So I started to look at it, and then the last AMA that you had, there was a situation where there was a gentleman that had two separate accounts had it with trying to convert, I guess, the whole process to a new product. I had that same issue. But here's what today was have you thought about if I get this break it down? Give me 5 seconds.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. The original idea that I have, clean to earth with NFT that people can pick up real world trash, get verifiable blockchain rewards, and earn SuperWorld back. That could gain value over time through either discount or land over a marketplace trade. Landowners could sponsor cleanup on their plot, physical location. This delivers a strong ESG agenda, environmental action, social engagement, and verifiable governance.
Yeah.
There's two ways. There's two ways this can be looked at. There's a couple blockchain companies. One of them is Cleanify, which has a partnership with Port Ocean. Cleanify is more of a land cleanup when it comes to litter, and then Port Ocean is basically more on the shores, and beaches and stuff of that nature. So either the partnership can be there and not quite more, or build your own clean to earn within SuperWorld, and then we can do it in that sense as well. So my direct question is SuperWorld willing to explore either path to implement clean to earn with NFT backing?
Yes. Yeah, I think I got your question. Just for everyone who's listening, if you couldn't hear it, I think the big idea is, since SuperWorld is a platform that allows people to digitally see information in a location and then physically go to that location and do some action. What Let's Go Crypto and is referring to is Planet World is, you know, as it relates to, let's say, like a cleanup, like a recycling or a trash cleanup or something like that. How can we utilize SuperWorld to incentivize and reward people to take certain actions at a location? Yeah, that is exactly what we're working on in terms of the vision. I mean, the way it starts right now, you know, as we were discussing earlier, is like, how can any creator create content and sell that content at a location? And I think, you know, the next step in that is to be able to, whether it's a creator or an organization, be able to create rewards for taking certain actions at a location. And, you know, in your case, you're talking about some kind of cleanup or recycling initiative. But it could be, you know, you're working for an agent, and the agent wants you to do a physical service in the real world. So we're thinking pretty broad, right? From a human doing something at a location to a human doing something at a location because they're prompted from an AI agent. So human to human, or AI agent to human, or vice versa. So yeah, very much part of the vision. Yeah, I mean, we just launched the creator platform marketplace. So again, we're looking at seeing like how we can enable creators to add incentives as well to go into a business, as well as potentially for people to do certain actions. So we're working on that, but that's definitely part of what we're looking at, and that fits into the category of you know, DPIN as well, decentralized physical infrastructure networks, where you have something digital and then you have something physical that's happening, whether it's just information or some kind of physical node or physical action that can take place on at a location.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Thank you. That sounds good. If does anyone else have any questions? I mean, again, we do this every couple of weeks now. We're doing an AMA. Yeah, go ahead.
Christian,
yeah.
You just mentioned the deep end, so I cut you off. I apologize. You triggered something, deep end thing.
Yeah.
Typically, for deep end owners, because they have a huge following, a loyal following of high emotion for those who are involved in those projects. They'll, especially the ones who buy the physical devices off the site, like Helium Deploy. They'll do WingBits or GeoNet or Helium or whichever one they're running at that location. And then some of them are more mobile. If you're running a fleet of vehicles for plumbers or roofers, then those would have DPIN devices on them. There's some SEO benefits and stuff that are hidden in their blockchain signals that go out. But a lot of people who own it, they want to increase the amount of tokens they get, et cetera, and or awareness. Is there any integration that you think of yet where someone could actually just create a brand new account in a brand new world dedicated to, let's just say, I'm in Texas, so Texas weather, but instead I would pull all the data that's from all the various blockchain stuff and I would dynamically update it. So if there's a DPIN node in Houston on the north side and there's something west of Fort Worth, whatever it is, the pins would show up with like a JSON file, kind of like we had the ability to upload our own Google map with the star. We have that functionality to do the auto import or manually. But I just didn't know if there was something that you're doing for DPIN to increase the value either of the land that you own where they're in SuperWorld because their DPIN thing is on it, or the other way around, you would theoretically do something in SuperWorld to increase the value of any DPIN nodes that you're physically running in the real world. Is there anything there yet? Because that's a huge audience that would love to have a graphical representation of the data that they're collecting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you mentioned this. So we're in conversations with several DPIN projects that again have physical infrastructure at a location and allow their users to effectively digitally get involved in that physical infrastructure. For example, without being more specific, I'll just tell you, let's say mining, like you're talking about Bitcoin mining. Users can buy a digital version of a mine, but really the mine is a physical mine. It's physical infrastructure in a location. So a DPIN project like that can create a map and add their physical mines on the map. So their users, their audience can get to know more about the mines and where they are and get more interest in buying or participating in Bitcoin mining, right? Yeah.
To a degree, there's a service out there called Go Mining, which does NFT-based shares of hash rate, basically, and they have little games and incentives and stuff inside of it to make it more user-friendly. But in essence, they have physical mines that you can watch with a camera if you really need to watch a mine all day, mining away on a remote camera, if you're really into that.
Yeah.
But other than that, but they really don't have a really good competition. So you're saying that in theory, let's say you're dealing with, I'm just picking up 10 mining farms and they each have 100 ASICs running. So there's 1,000 total. That's purely for conversation today. I know the math is different. But in essence, could those also be uploaded as fractional NFTs on the NFT salon and people could buy that and then they could earn a percentage of that way? Is that something that you're talking about potentially because you already have the NFT salon built in?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways that it can be integrated. I think the simplest way is just an API from the partner that has, let's say, physical locations where they have, in this case, let's say a physical mine, and as they get growth on those mines, or there's different information that those mines are displaying, let's say in terms of output or whatever it is, energy consumption, right? Each one of those mines has different information kind of affiliated with it. That just gets kind of connected to SuperWorld through an API, and so their customers can visualize and understand, information about those mines, and then ultimately maybe participate in buying one of those mines digitally, and then that purchase results in monetization and a reward, which can be that can benefit, just like anything else, someone who owns a world creator, or virtual real estate owner, and things like that. So the brand, in this case, benefits because other people are promoting that mine, and the reason they're promoting it, the mine, is because they're benefiting when someone interacts in that world and ends up becoming a customer and monetizing.
I got it. Okay, so they would do it almost like an experience rather than through your NFT salon. I was thinking that because you might have 100 mines running and I just made 100 NFTs, albeit I'd clutter up your marketplace. Each one could be sold off individually, and then they would get the essence, the fractional ownership or the ownership of that mining portion, and then from there. But that's actually a better way if they get it from, say, an experience level, or something like, or even in the world. Excuse me, in their world. that could be a fascinating way, because it looks like, for people into something like Bitcoin mining who don't want to actually handle all the setup and the physical architecture and all the maintenance, that one platform I mentioned has taken a lot of that away, and it's probably one of the more reputable ones, of what they call the NFT, or the cloud mining, but the NFT based cloud mining. And they don't really have a lot of good competitors for the retail public. And you might be able to, in essence, with this, create a de facto competitor to that, or it's just expand the number of people who want to get into mining, but they don't want to touch the math, and they really don't want to touch the hardware.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I just use that as an example of, how deep-in projects can start building in SuperWorld. And there's a lot of opportunities for that. So, and I think you, on the previous show, heard about what we're doing with SuperWorld News,
Yes.
and our X integration. So, that opens up even further opportunities for deepen projects as well, to just use AI to create an experience that covers the map, regardless of, whether they want to use the classic, which is like just a Google map, or they want to do something very bespoke using AI.
Got it. Yeah, and I was already mapping out some ideas, pun intended, on that for SuperWorld News, but I'll save that and send it to you and swap them later, just in terms of big money that can come in that doesn't really have a good version of a graphical representation with the AI function to make brand new decisions, buying, selling, strategic decisions, stuff like that. So I know we talked about oil trading, we talked about crop weather, stuff like that, things of that nature, but there's more. I'll go into that with you later on. You're going to open up some cool things there once you have that first one, that SuperWorld port. Like you said, it's like was it Roblox, you're saying, or whatever, you could build the next version of it.
Yes.
Or create. Yeah, you're even something just in-house like SuperWorld News has huge potential for people, because they would be able to integrate with X, pull in all the information, but they can't get that visual representation that they need for it to make sense and or make buying decisions or action-based decisions. So yeah, I can't wait to see what you got with that one. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was using it yesterday, and it's fun to use. So yeah, I can't wait to get it out there. But we'll have more news on that really soon.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me talk as much on this one today. I appreciate it. And let's go crypto. I know it's kind of tough to hear it, but I like what you're saying. I'm going to catch the replay and kind of go through what you were talking about before. If I find anything, I'll send you some separately.
Awesome. All right, guys. Yeah, I think, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let's go crypto.
I was thank you.
Awesome. Okay, great. No, appreciate it. All right. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and, finish for today. But we'll be on again, in the next couple of weeks. So not next week, the following week, we're going to do it bi-weekly. So looking forward to seeing you there. But otherwise, if you have any questions in between, we're on Discord, Telegram, join, and looking forward to seeing you there and continuing the conversation. And let us know if you are interested in us building anything, if you have any questions on the product. Again, we're all building SuperWorld together. So really appreciate it.